certain members of the fan base feeling that the structure for the coaching search should be different. Maybe different people, different voices need to be heard more so this time around.
Well, there are different voices that will be heard, right? Obviously, we have a different general manager now that we didn't have last time. We have different personnel people that will be in it. We haven't decided on a search firm, whether we'll use one and who it'll be, but we very well may, and that gives you a different perspective. I think, Nick, it looks totally different today than it looked 10 years ago in head coaching searches, in that the process is so much slower. There's so much more time for research. There's so much more time for collaboration between a bunch of people to be able to get to an idea and a decision, that I think that I hear them. I would say that, in Arthur's time, as an owner, he's hired, I guess, 5 head coaches, 3 of which have winning records, 2 of which don't, 1 of which I can't sleep at night because he got hired. I don't need to tell you who that is. But those 3 coaches with winning records were good football coaches. 2 went to the NFC Championship, one won an NFC Championship and went to the Super Bowl. So, but the process has changed. And to your point, you need more people in it. There needs to be more discussion about it. And I think having Terry and his personnel staff, which now have a pretty good sense of our roster and what the vision was for the roster, will help us as we begin to talk to coaches.
No. The other thing I would say, Nick, I don't think there's anything wrong with the pickers. And I don't say that defensively at all as me being, one of the pickers. But Rich said it. I go back and look at our coaches that we selected, starting with Coach Mora, Bobby Petrino, that's probably who Rich referred to.
Maybe.
Coach Quinn, Coach Smith, all incredible human beings, great leaders, but also put up records that were important for us. The winningmost coach in the history of the franchise, the coach who took us to the Super Bowl. I mean, I can go on and on. So our coaching selections, I think, have been good. And I wouldn't argue that Coach Smith was a bad selection. Based on the information that we had, based on his record in Tennessee, personally, leadership-wise, leader of men, et cetera, scale of 1 to 10, somewhere between a 20 and a 30. Just an outstanding human being. Why his offensive record at Tennessee didn't translate here over a 3-year period, there's lots of stages to that, lots of phases to that, and understand it. But that's a question. So I think that in every case, I would say this, that we get a greater understanding of what it takes to be a successful head coach in the National Football League. And the challenges over time have changed. Years ago, and Rich could remember this, when I remembered buying the Falcons in 2001, we had one person in the marketing department, one person. There was one person, senior officer, and an EA. That was it. Today, how many do we have today?
Too many?
It was not too many.
Yeah,
how many
I'm going to
is it today?
say we've got to have 35, 40.
Yeah, but the business of the NFL and the business of being a head coach has changed. The number of people involved in media today, the channels of media today, the streaming, the distribution, the requirements on the head coach today are dramatically different and much more intense in a broader way than they've ever been before. Go way back when Nick, you had here and Rich had here. I mean,
a long time ago.
A long time ago, but I mean, head football coach, the responsibility was this. Today, it's much broader, and so you have to, figure out how do you keep these distractions away from a head coach so they can focus on really what they're paid to do, which is to win games and win championships for the franchise. So I think we continue to garner more knowledge and become wiser.